Well, good evening. Welcome back and welcome to my workshop. So today it's going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to be talking about, oh, forgot I had this in. I'm actually going to be talking about a new product that just came out and one that I have recently received. This is a, well, it's been called the Domino Killer, maybe. But it's a product by a company called Jessem. Jessem is out of Canada, I think New Brunswick, and they make super high quality tools for woodworkers. Really well made, usually made out of really high quality products such as anodized aluminum. And they really take their engineering seriously, and they come up with some amazing products. Sadly, I don't own any except for this new product. And I got it because, well, it's made to compete with the Domino made by Festool. And I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but Festool has a bit of a reputation, whether good or bad. For some people, it's overpriced, inaccessible, and for others, it's God's gift to woodworking, and it's what makes people wake up in the morning. And so you have a pretty big dichotomy there between people that like it and people that don't. And for me, it's just not something that I really can justify paying. They start at around, I think, $1,100 for like the most basic set of the smaller of the two. They have two versions, the 500 and 700, I think it is. I can't justify the price. I'm a hobbyist woodworker. I am not a professional. If I ever become a professional, it'll probably be after I retire. So when Jessem came out with this product, I actually saw it on Lincoln Street Woodworks, where he did a comparison against the Domino. And all the other videos I've seen about it actually are in comparison to a Domino. Well, I figured that this would be a good video for those of you who don't have a Domino already, because I don't. Just too expensive. So I decided to splurge, and I went and I got the Jessem competitor to the Domino. Now, obviously, it's not going to be the same thing because they can't compete with the patent. Or they can't, infringe on that patent, sorry. So they had to come up with their own method of performing the same end result, but in a completely different method of getting there. And so, again, this is going to be well, first off, this video is going to be basically an unboxing. I received the packages 2 days ago. I have been dying to open them, but I haven't had the opportunity yet. So I want you to come along with me on an unboxing of the Jessem Pocket Mill Pro, and this is actually going to be the one with the full complement. It's got the the Baltic birch like accessory platform thing that it connects to and allows you to do different angles and everything, and it also has the micro jig clamps, the dovetail clamps that come with it. So, without further ado, here it is, the Pocket Mill Pro, from the perspective of somebody who doesn't have a Domino, that has been drooling over one for a long time. And this is the best I'm going to get for now, until the patent runs out on the Domino. All right, let's bring it on in. All right, well, first off, I apologize for the state of my workbench. It is a little messy, but here it is. So this is... I may as well get rid of the label here so you don't know where I live. Always a good idea. Although I'm sure some of you smarter people can probably figure that out anyways. It's like hiding your license plate. There's no point. All right. Come on, hurry up. Jeez, Joe. Okay, so this is box 1 of 2. There we go. So that's box 1 of 2. And once I get the label off, that one is actually very light. It is not heavy at all. This is box 2 of 2 and is much heavier. So this one is the, oh gosh, that is the stand, the workstation, that's what they call it. So we have 2 boxes here. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up. Now I have the tripod right in front of the workbench, so it's hard for me to stand right over it, but that's all right. Okay, so let's go open this bad boy up. Let's go see what we got. I'm excited. I mean, I know it's not the same as a domino, of course. I don't think anything can be. But from what I've seen, this thing's pretty close. At least, again, in terms of the final result. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Oh, so everything comes in that box except this, which are the clamps that go into the front here on the workstation. So there we go. So that's why that workstation was so heavy, because it actually has the Pocket Mill Pro. All right, cool. Let's get those clamps out of the way, and let's see what we got in this thing. All right. It's exciting. Okay. Whoa. And here it is. So, from what we can see, we got the directions. I've heard bad things about the directions. I don't take what other people say at face value. I will make my own determination about the quality of these directions. I'm also not the kind of guy that says, "Oh, I'm not gonna go read them because it's emasculating or whatever." No, screw that. With something like this, I don't want to mess it up. Like if I accidentally put it together wrong and I mess it up, that's my own damn fault. I don't want to be that guy. So let's get the workstation out first, and then we'll take a look at the Pocket Mill Pro. See if there's anything in these. Looks very well made. You know, it's funny, the fact that it's just Baltic birch. When I first heard that, I'm like, geez, that seems kind of, I don't know, cheap, I guess. But now that I'm looking at it and I see it here for the first time, I'm pretty good. Although that is a little interesting. I think there's a lot of tear out there. Whoops. There was something inside. Let's see. 2 pieces of 1/4 inch Baltic birch. We'll find out where those go. And also have 4 screws. So that's all the loose parts for this thing. We'll move that out of the way. And this is how it goes. Like this is the front, this is the top, and it would bolt to the front of your bench, which you can't see. Maybe if I lower it a little bit. There we go. And you can also see my feet. I'm going to need some extra long clamps to be able to get under the front of this workbench here. But that's okay. I'll clamp it up when I'm actually going to use it. And that'll be for the next video. All right, so the next part here is the actual Pocket Mill Pro. And this thing does, okay, so you can see here it says with mounting angle and it's not checked. This doesn't have the mounting angle. That's actually a secondary piece or a separate piece that you would use if you didn't get the workstation. All right, and that you would be bringing this tool to your workpiece in order to be able to utilize it. Whereas with this, you bring the workpiece over to the workstation here. All right. Let's see. There we go. We have other directions. Oh, look at that. That looks so cool. All right. I'm a sucker for just like well-designed products. Even if they don't work well. Not that I'm saying this won't. But even if they don't work well, I love cool-looking, well-designed, well-machined products. And I've heard excellent things. All right, so this is a 6mm by 21mm end mill. And that's actually what they are using to route the holes in here. And the mortise is. So an end mill is generally used in a milling machine and is able to do lateral motion side to side. So you can go like this And that's exactly what it does. It goes back and forth, obviously pointing down, but into the piece of wood, or again, for milling machines, metal, plastic, anything. But this will just go back and forth, and this turret right here will actually step down, and there's very little work that you have to do other than moving this handle back and forth, left and right, and it'll make this thing move down incrementally, and that will that'll cut your holes. So let's see what else. It's like a vacuum port, 2 vacuum ports, and then we have the main body. We have some extra parts here, a couple of T-track bolts, collar, some washers, more screws / bolts, a couple of handles, tightening handles, and two metal parts. Don't know what those are for yet, but we'll find out. And then is that it? Yeah, I think that's just empty. Yeah. All right, so that's all that came in the actual Pocket Mill Pro box. So now let's go see how this thing goes together. Because I think other than, again, with this we had the 2 pieces of wood and 4 screws, but I'll do that after I put this thing together. So let's go see what the directions say for the Pocket Mill Pro. Okay. Read along with me. If you want, you can pause the video and read. As you can see, the Pocket Mill Pro loose tenon jig is a unique joinery system designed to cut mortises and wood for the purpose of loose tenon joinery. The patent-pending step-down design allows the user to cut a perfect mortise using only a hand drill and the Pocket Mill Pro. This product offers a means of accurately positioning mortises into workpieces that can then be joined with a loose tenon. The model 08250 comes with a 6mm carbide end mill attached to a stainless steel drill extension and a stop collar. So this thing, like I said, came with a 6mm end mill, but you can also get, I think, an 8mm, maybe a 10, definitely an 8. And I believe you can also get a 3/8 inch and maybe a 1/4 inch. I'm pretty sure they start right around $46.99 US at the time of filming, which today is April 4th, I believe. So, all right. Setting up no, I don't have to do that. That's on the workbench, I think. As you can see, but it slides onto the those are the rails there. But let's go through this. So the clamping block I don't have. This, that's what comes with the. If you don't get this, you would get or can get the angle bracket. All right, attaching the handle linkage. There we go. So that, let's see, over here. So it would go there. And I believe it's these 2 bolts. Nope. Maybe these 2. Okay. And 2 1/4 inch washers. Oh, whoops. Washers go first. 2 1/4 inch washers. It's got to be these. Right? Or am I crazy? I might be crazy. That's not 1/4 inch. but that's more than 1/4 inch. So I am actually thinking it's these smaller, thicker ones. It's not very intuitive, I suppose. But I am pretty sure this is the way it's supposed to be because of the thickness of the washers. Because these have shoulders on them, these bolts. Right, they're threaded and they have a much thicker shoulder. Or yeah, thicker is, I suppose, the right word. And I think those are going to act as bushings. There we go. And there we go. Oh, that moves quite smoothly. I think these actually bottom out before they really press against the metal, so it's not going to lock the handle in place, making it difficult or impossible to move the handle. So that's good. All right, so we got that down. Attaching or assembly and mounting the dust ports. So not sure why, but there's 2 in here, along with some screws. So let's go see what this is. Maybe this is for like inner diameter and outer diameter. Hoses? I wonder if these are different sizes. They would have to be. Yep, slightly different. So we probably have an outer and inner diameter difference here. And then, all right, let's see. After choosing which side your handle will be attached on the Pocket Mill Pro, so I did the right. Do I want the right or the left? Well, I can always change it later on. And then I obviously will be putting the vacuum port on here. And we'll see how that goes. So I have to position the dust port facing the opposite direction. So that would be this way, right? Aha, like this. So it actually goes together like this. So if it goes there, I see. That's pretty cool. Except, where does that tab go? Seems. So if I got this tab, aha, that goes right off the back. Okay. And that kind of covers that hole there. And when they say position the dust port, it's, do you put it this way or do you put it that way? And so since the handle is on the right side here, I'm going to position this towards the left and put that there. And of course, I'll need the screws to put it together, 3 to attach this top part to the bottom part, and then these 2 to attach it to the actual pocket mill. So let's get that done. And it's Phillips. Go grab a screwdriver. Okay, so let's get this thing assembled. This is most definitely not the right size screwdriver, but whatever. Take what I can get. Ah, jeez. Let me get the right one. No, better, but longer. Okay. And then this will just attach right there. Seriously? Why does that seem too short? Yeah, why does that seem too short? So I don't know what those are for just yet. Oh, maybe here and here to lock the, what's it called? Okay. All right, I get that. Put them, oh, there they are. Okay, it's hidden in the stop collar. All right, so these were actually included in the other bag with the screws for the handle. Now, I don't know the size of my dust port offhand, and I'm not going to go and get the hose. So I'm not going to attach that quite yet. When I'm ready to demo this thing, I definitely will. But basically, this or the other one would fit on there, and then you would use these two small screws that came with the dust port in the bag. We'll screw in there and lock this onto the back of the pocket mill. All right, so we got that done. Pretty easy. And then really it just goes into using it. So you set the stop collar, it tells you how deep on the end mill you would set the stop collar, which of course is this, which goes on there. Now where the heck do those washers go? Okay, those washers are for the mounting angle, so we don't need these. So they're not really extra. Therefore, if you, I was kind of worried about these. Therefore, if you don't have the workstation, but if you get the angle, which again I don't have because I got the workstation. All right, cool. So these I will put off to the side. I'm going to keep these, of course. Don't want to get dust everywhere, which, as far as I recall, was the issue that David Picciuto had with the Tianjin or whatever it is, the domino using a router that had zero dust collection and forced dust to go everywhere. This thing, I don't know exactly if it's like how good it is or not, but we'll get there. I believe these handles and these brackets are also for the mounting angle, so this stuff is all just extra if I ever get that, which I doubt I will. But they're things that I will just hold on to. Of course, the end mill I will need, and the stop collar I will need as well, but I'd like to keep those protected. And of course, the small screws for the dust port. So that's it. So basically, I push this in, and that forces this turret to come up. And what you do is you actually, when you are using this, you would effectively set this thing on here and lock it down, I think. And this is the angle. Wait, how does that? Let's see. Well, let's go take a look at the workstation now. Instead of guessing, let's actually do it. All right, so they tell you to clamp it down to a workbench or table. You got to attach the upper fence braces, which are going to be here. Okay, so that's what that's for. We'll get these screws out. And I'm assuming I'm going to have to make sure those are okay, so that goes there and this goes here. They did say they are pre-drilled. Let's go these things in. So get that started. Put them in. Now, I just want to say this is obviously not sponsored in any way. I did buy this with my own money. Whether that was in a moment of weakness or not, I'll leave that up for debate. But I have no affiliation with Jessem whatsoever, and I just thought it was a very cool product. At least it looked cool. It was way more accessible than the Domino. I just can't, like I said, I can't justify the price. I get it. I respect it. I have had the Domino in my shopping cart at like 80 different stores, 80 different times. And each time I walk away without it. And I feel good about that, but then I also kind of regret it. It's like, I had the money, I was close to get, maybe I should, and you know what, I'm happy I didn't. It's a lot of money for something I really probably won't use. So, but there it is. And then, okay, universal mounting plate. Oh, so this does use the brackets. Okay, so let's see. Raise the angle to 45 degrees. Loosen that. Loosen that. So if we there we go. You actually turn this to raise the angle up. So turn that to 45. And lock it. And yeah, okay, so we will need these. Got these locking handles. And maybe even the washers. Wonder if you use these on either. Okay. Place one clamping block, one stainless steel washer, and one adjustable handle. And these bolts. So, bolt through. That. A washer. And there is a recess under this plate for the bolt to fit. So you can actually see how it's recessed in there. Sorry, that's kind of hard to see, bad light, but that actually fits in there. So that if you look, get that in there, fits in there, and that way you don't need to get a wrench or anything like that in there to get these tightened up. They will tighten up just by staying in place. And these locking handles are also the kind where you can pull and readjust. So as an example, over here, you can only go so far. You can't make a full 360-degree turn. So that's nice that you can, well, obviously it's nice, it's necessary, that you can you know, pull these up and move them out of the way or readjust them as necessary. And so there we go. Now, mounting it, and it goes with the handles at the back. So in here, and there are grooves along the side, so you would just loosen these. You're able to raise that up. As a matter of fact, loosen this It's down. Oops. Loosen it more. There we go. Down. It allows me to slide this in, bring it all the way to the end. Although, so I can be sure that the problem with these locking handles is that they sometimes don't tighten that easily. Or don't readjust all that easily. They really only, I've found they really only work when you're like really close to getting it tightened enough. So there we go. Let's move that to get that out of the way. Get that back down to 0. Tighten these up. And we are good to go. Now, as you can see, I'll loosen these up so you can actually see. And on the side, you actually have, well, you have the Jessem logo on there, laser etched, and then you have your degree markers, and this metal part there, right there, is what indicates what angle you're on. So now I'm at 45, and I have a whole host of angles. There's no detent, but you know, for any standard angle or anything like that. But the I did see that it is quite crisp, and hopefully you can see as well on the camera. And yeah, so basically you just turn this side to side, and you can hear it go down. Now, of course, you're going to be pressing down with the drill, and that is what's going to force this to go down, and it's going to be drilling down perfectly. And the nice thing is there's a collar in here, and that collar fits this end mill perfectly. So there's not going to be any lateral pressure against the bit. It's not going to wander or walk out, run out or anything like that. It's just going to be going straight down. The drill bits or the end mill's always just going to be going straight down. And it's this thing, and it's this. You can see this push button here, and obviously this on the other side. That is what will push this thing down. And you can see how low it goes each time, which is, it's not much. And so these are micro adjustments at depth stop, so you can actually adjust how deep it goes. This is where the spring mechanism is, and then when you press this, it forces the whole thing back up. Of course, there's rods that the guide rods here, and there's 4 posts, so it's just a real smooth operation. You just go back and forth, down, 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 and that's where it bottoms out, right there. And then when you're done, press the button, pop it back up, move your workpiece, and of course with the clamps, they go in the dovetails that are over here. You have 3 different mounting positions in terms of going along the length of the workstation. This thing is heavy and substantial, and it's gorgeous. So I am very, very impressed with this thing just by the quality of the workmanship, and I cannot wait to actually use this thing. So thank you for joining me. Next video is going to be actually using this and how it works. One drawback about this, though, I will say, is that it doesn't come with any loose tenons. That's fine, though. They're pretty easy to make. They don't have to be oval. You can always, because these are going to make oval mortises or rounded mortises, you can chisel them out. I probably will end up doing that just because I like square tenons for some reason. But you don't have to, and you don't have to use oval tenons. You can use square or rectangular tenons. They don't have to go all the way to the edge and fit it perfectly side to side. You're going to have a lot of meat on the cheeks of the tenons, and that'll make it so that it'll fit nice and tight, and will be have good glue surfacing, good glue surface area to make a solid joint. So, but I'll demonstrate that on the next video. So thank you very much for joining me. Until next time, hope you have a great night, great day, or whatever time it is that you're watching this. And yeah. Thank you.